Your Lordship, let us take, before my senior puts up these facts. Now, this matter was taken up by this Honorable Court because of a newspaper article published long time back regarding the depleted road condition. The Honorable Court took up this matter as a PIL in Suo Moto. Just for a short history, like brief, one company took part in the bidding. That Gayatri moved out. Even this court wanted to initiate contempt proceeding, but contempt was initiated and closed. Then what happened? The Oasis comes up. He took part in the bidding and he secured the contract at a rate of 111 crores. Now, immediately after getting the work, my lord, we started issuing cure notices to them because they were unable to do the mobilizations. These facts were put forth by this to this honorable court by the team, the technical team, even by the amicus, and we accepted it, NHIDC. Then, your lordship, the Oasis started giving affidavits on oath that before this date we are going to complete it. So those affidavits start coming up. And suddenly what happened, your lordship, their main issue was that because of law and order situation, your lordship took into note, this honorable court solved that problem. It is on record. Affidavits have been filed. Now one fine day, what happened, the gentleman, he moves away. And he says that I am terminating my contract. We did not terminate the contract at that point of time. We still wanted, your lordship, on 28/9/2022 order speaks everything. My lord, may kindly come to that order.
No, go ahead.
Pardon, my lord?
Let us come systematically. How much was the contract amount of the Gayatri in the first?
Gayatri.
Lordship, for Gayatri, initially the NIT was for 430 crores. Up to that NIT.
430
crores.
30 crores.
If a subject to correction. Then thereafter, the Gayatri give a bid at 25% below SOR. 21% below SOR of 2015. So he were allotted
2015
SOR of 2015. So 21% below of SOR. So the work was allotted for about 340 crores. Thereafter, Lordship, I was informed that after the Gayatri abandoned the project, there was a reassessment of the work on the ground. And I think thereafter, Lordship, NIT was voted for 134 crores. Second NIT. 134 crores. Then, my lord, Oasis bid for 11% below SOR 2015. So it was 111 crores.
At this point, if I assist this court, let us be very clear with the number. 429.52 crore was the work. First NIT. 429.52 crores. Yes, 429.52 crores. And Gayatri quoted below minus 21% and was able to secure the contract at 340 crores. My lord. Now, since they were not able to do the work, my lord, and this court was alive to this fact.
When was the work order issued?
September 2016 itself.
The
Gayatri, my lord.
For how many years? They were supposed to complete in how many years?
It was supposed to be in 24 months. 36 months, sir. 36 months.
36. Okay. They didn't do it?
They didn't do it.
So there was a reassessment?
Reassessment, my lord.
And then NIT was again floated for how much?
134 crores.
Sorry for intervention here. But Justice Serto will remember. Actually, the actual work on the ground, as per my information, as per my assistance, was about 240 crores. In fact, it was pointed out to this honorable court on the moon when the Oasis were appointed. However, Lord Lordship, for reasons best known, the initiative is still has issued a tender for 134 crores. Just for the Lordship.
My lord, then what happened, your lordship? Dimapur-Kohima Road, the MS Gayatri, it was a 14.21 kilometer, my lord. Awarded cost was 340 crores, my lord. Appointed date was 8 August 2016. And scheduled completion date was 7 August 2019. They failed. So what happened, my lord? Since they went out, we were constrained to initiate at fresh NIT with respect to the works they have done. I won't say they have not done at all. They have done some work. But those works to be maintained and further the road has to be done. So we brought up the NIT for 134 crores, my lord. Then 134 crores, this particular gentleman from Oasis bidded for minus 9% below and then took minus 11% below and took it on for amount of 111 crores, my lord.
Minus 11.
Minus 11%.
So when was the contract signed?
Pardon, my lord?
When was the contract signed?
Just a minute. First, Oasis work was 1st September 2020.
For? How many?
My lord, Oasis came up on 1/9/2021. Appointed date, my lord, on 1st August 2022.
Lordship, appointed date was, as per the report, like you said, 16, if I remember correctly, the appointed date was 11/9/2021. And the project to be completed within the period of 12 months. Work order must have been issued earlier, but the appointed date, as per the court's order, my lord, it is written in the court's order that it is within the period of 12 months. Okay? From September 2021, it will be completed within the period of 12 months. September 2021, my lord.
September 2021.
Yes.
Now what happened, your lordship? The various orders will show that Oasis came up with some grievances, my lord. For example, there was a law and order problem they claimed. The non-availability of materials, non-availability of excavators or machineries, which has been reported by the team leader, my lord. That is our technical person. So these issues, the court was alive to those issues, and the court took the pain of addressing those issues on behalf of for Oasis in the larger interest. And NHIDCL was directed to make all the possible help and the state machinery. We did it, and those are there on record. Now, 18/7/2022, my lord, the Oasis showed his reluctance to work on the state project. 18/7/2022. 18/7/2022, Oasis expresses reluctance to work on the said project by giving various vague and unwanted reasons for non-completion of the work, which were taken note by this honorable court. Now, on 1st August 2022, by letter dated 1st August 2022, Oasis issues the notice for termination of the contract on 17/8/2022. At this point, Your Lordship, let us go to order dated 28/9/2022. 28/9/2022. I will read only the relevant portion with respect to package 3, my lord. Para 6. Para 6. In regard to package 3, progress report dated 28/9/2022 indicates that the physical progress is 28.058% and financial progress is 26.45% as on 27/9/2022. From a perusal of the same, it is seen that no progress has been made at all. Further, the relevant paragraphs with regard to package 3 contained in the report dated 28/9/2022 are reproduced herein below. Although I am not reading it, it has been reported. Kindly come to para 7. This court on 11/5/2022, after hearing the parties, has recorded as under. I quote, it appears from the progress report given above that nothing much has been progressed on the work at package 3. In fact, there is nil progress as far as art cutting is concerned. The reason for non-progress is in the work, as stated by Mr. Luikang, Learned Counsel appearing for a contractor, it is due to the unexpected rain which has come a little earlier this year. It is also submitted that the contractor has taken a little time in remobilizing his labors due to security threat. As far as the explanation given by the Learned Counsel of the contractor is concerned, the authority engineer is in agreement. However, the authority engineer submitted that all the parties involved had a meeting and had set a timeline for the completion of the project by January 2023. Mr. Luikang, Learned Counsel for the contractor, admits that the timeline given above was determined after discussion among stakeholders and is accepted by the contractor. Thereafter, the respondent number 12, contractor of package 3, filed an affidavit dated 8/6/2022 in compliance of the order passed by this court on 11/5/2022, and therein at paragraph 5, the respondent number 12 has made a commitment on oath before this court as under. Quote, the deponent respectfully submits that it will give the best effort to complete the project as reflected in the honorable court order, and meantime will continue to do the maintenance works, ensuring that always the minimum inconvenience is caused to the commuters. On 15/2/2022, when the PIL was heard, the respondent number 12, contractor of package 3, submitted that the steel bridge at 155.20 km would be completed by the month of May. However, till date, the commitment made by respondent number 12 is yet to see the light of day. Mr. Yashpal Sharma, Director MS Oasis Techno Construction Limited, respondent number 12, also submit that the process of package 3 is hampered due to serious security threat and financial problem, as well as due to landslides beyond the ROW, and therefore no progress could be made. And therefore they have decided to abandon the work. With regard to the submission made by the Director MS Oasis Techno Construction Limited, respondent number 12, it is worth mentioning that this court in the order dated 20 April 2022 had recorded as under. On the package 3, since the last time the case came up, there has been very little progress. And in fact, in some of the items, there has been nil progress. For upcutting, the contractors were directed to complete the work on or before the 10th of April 2022. Keeping in view the onset of monsoon, but as per the report submitted by the authority engineer, no progress has been made. Mr. Luikang, Learned Counsel, submitted that this is due to serious security threat. He also submitted that most of his workers have run away. Mr. So-and-so, Learned Additional AG, by bringing to our notice the order dated 7/4/2022 of the additional DGP Law and Order, Nagaland, submitted that after this court's direction for providing security to the workers of the contractors in package 3, one section of IR battalion has been deployed and officer in charge of the police station concerned has been instructed to remain in regular contact with the officers of the company stroke contractor, and also highway mobile of the Dimapur-Kohima have been stationed at the work areas, and moreover, the SDPO Kohima has also been directed to monitor and take prompt action in the event of any untold incidents in and around the work site. Mr. Legal Learned Counsel admitted that such action have been taken. Therefore, we are not convinced that there is a real security threat to the workers of the contractor. However, if the threat is not imaginary but real, the contractor should have a discussion with the government represented by the Deputy Commissioner and the Home Commissioner and discuss the problem so that the same may be resolved and the progress of the work is not deterred any longer. The contract agreement between the NHIDCL and the contractor was signed in the month of September 2021 and the contract period is 12 months, which means the time allotted for completion of the work will be over by the end of August this year. Therefore, the contractor has only 4 months more to complete the project. The authority engineer submitted that 76% of the project work has been completed and 24% is left to be completed. If the progress of the work is as on today, it is very likely that the project will not be completed within the time given in the contract agreement. Therefore, we direct the contractor, the NHIDCL, the authority engineer, and the state government to work in tandem so that the work is completed within the time given in the contract agreement. In our earlier order dated 2nd March 2022, we have directed the contractor to maintain the road and also to complete the blacktopping of at least 2 lanes by 31st March 2022 so that the traffic is not disturbed. However, as per the report of the authority engineer, 2.45 kilometers is still left to be blacktopped. Therefore, we direct the contractor to complete the 2.45 kilometer length of the road within a period of 15 days. We have taken note that the work order with regard to package 3 was issued as early as on 1/9/2021 for an amount of rupees 111.19 crore and that the time stipulation to complete the work was within 12 months. However, nothing has been done, and from the various affidavits filed by the authority engineer, we have seen that the respondent number 12 is not serious for execution of the work with regard to package 3. Further, as the respondent number 12 has already abandoned the work, and it is confirmed by Mr. Yashpal Sharma, Director, MS Oasis Techno Construction Limited, respondent number 12. Today, we are constrained to pass a direction to the NHIDCL authorities not to release any pending dues, including the bank guarantee, to the respondent number 12 without the leave of this court, taking into consideration the lackadaisical, irresponsible behavior as well as making deliberate false promises on oath before this court. We direct the respondent number 12 to liquidate 10% of the total contract amount to the NHIDCL authorities within a period of 1 month from today. Now, Your Lordship, we pause here. This is the background of package 3 with respect to the conduct of the Oasis. Now, what happened here after this? After this, my lord, after this order, the matter was listed again on 12/10/2022. Mr. K. Pathak, assisted by my learned friend, Mr. Arora, appeared before this court. And Your Lordship will be well aware, Mr. Pathak is a senior lawyer. He understood the issue and he made a commitment to this court that let us have a deliberation because it is not an adversarial litigation, it is a public litigation. It is for the welfare of the people of the state of Nagaland and for the nation as a whole. So let us have a deliberations. And let the deliberation be happen in the presence of the learned amicus, the friend of the court, and let the NHIDCL take the initiative. That was the order. With all sincerity, we took part in the deliberation. And in that deliberation, my lord, Mr. Pathak was there, senior counsel. My friend was there. Mr. Amicus representative was there because there was a certain issue in his family. He could not turn up. We had a deliberations, but I raised a very pointed query to Mr. Arora, Oasis, that let us forget about what has happened. Do you intend to work or not? Very pointed query was there in the presence of my technical team. They did not answer. Then the opinion was being sought from me. What to do? But we don't have any other option because for them, we cannot hold the project for ransom. We can terminate it. Let's go ahead. Now, on 30/11/2022, we come here again. My friends filed an affidavit, an application, interlocutory application, asking for the review of the order passed on 28/9/2022. What was the order, my lord? The order was to liquidify, not to pay, and to liquidify the amount of 10%. Now, on that very day, your lordship was not there. Honorable Justice Serto was presiding the bench with Honorable Justice Borua. My learned senior friend, Amicus, he pointed it out that there is something wrong. It is a very contempt act they have done. How? Immediately after this order of 28/9/2022, OSCs approached the Honorable Supreme Court and files an SLP on 10/10/2022, where the matter was not even registered. A diary number was there. It was not, SLP was not registered because there were defects and the defects were not being cured. So they moved in for mentioning the matter got listed on 12/10/2022, but the Honorable Apex Court did not interfere with that order. Rather, tied their hand again and said that you go and deposit the money by on or before 30/10/2022 or 30/11/2022. And even if you deposit, the High Court may dispense with the personal appearance of the directors. And as far as NHIDCL is concerned, let that amount be deposited on an FD on a recurring. That was the direction. They came back. Now, they filed an IA recalling of that order. But this Honorable Court took it in a different way and said, without depositing the money, how can you file this IA? Their ground was that they don't have the bank account of NHIDCL. My lord, it is on record that we have paid 30 crores 87 lakhs to OSCs. And if we don't have bank account, how can we transact? But be that be, we get the account number, they file it. After that, my lord, after that, on the next day, that was Mr. K. Chaudhary appeared in that matter. What was the last order? None, 12th to name. Mr. K. Chaudhary appeared.
7 December.
Yes, my lord. It will be 7 December. 7 December. 7 or 8?
7.
8 December. 8 December. 8 December, London Senior Counsel K. Chaudhary appears. He wants to apprise this court. My lord, let me read that order.
No,
Your lordship is aware of that. And on 8/12, since your lordships wanted to hear this matter, asked for a specific date. Senior Counsel Mr. Chaudhary said that I have a matter on, I want to come on 12, but since there might be a matter coming up in Apex Court, so I'm not sure. Then under his instructions, consent, the matter was fixed on 14/12. We all appeared here. None appears from OSCs but the proxy counsel. Proxy counsel gives a picture that they want to file an additional affidavit and want to adjourn the matter. I don't want to go into that deliberation now, what happened on 14th, but we are alive to these facts. Now, my lord, they filed the affidavit today. I received the copy. What is the affidavit? And what was the additional affidavit and what is the IA? They are asking an issue which is totally a contractual issue. In the meantime, they have filed an arbitration proceeding against me, NHIDCL, in the Delhi High Court for appointing a sole arbitrator. Now, whether they are bound, they are supposed to get the money back, whether they are supposed to get the bank guarantee, whether they are supposed to get the liquidified asset or not, it is a lease which will be decided in an arbitration proceeding or any other course of civil remedy. It is not a lease here. This was the lease between the court, honorable court, and the contractor because of his deliberate misleading attempt. And in that process, not only the road suffered, people suffered, even the reputation of NHA diesel got stuck. Now they are asking to release that money. I humbly submit, your lordship, and leave it to the infinite wisdom of this honorable court, that this act is a condemnable act. It is a highest amount of contempt, and a contempt proceeding should be initiated against the OSs, against the 3 directors, my lord. Look, my lord, your lordship will appreciate. On 12/10/2022, when the matter was pending here, we were arguing. Mr. Lana Senior Counsel, Mr. Pathak, was giving us a different picture under the instruction. And on the same very day, they have stood up in Supreme Court with another senior advocate, which means they have not only played fraud with the court, but they played fraud with the senior counsels also. Suppression of material facts. How condemnable it can be? Can you have a 2 proceedings simultaneously? Here you are coming and giving an assurance to this court that I will be doing it. We will have a deliberation. On the same very day, you have in the Supreme Court raising the issue that you are agreed with this order, and you did not even make a whisper to this court that, my lord, let this matter be taken up so and so, because we have assigned that order because of our certain limitation. We would have all have accepted it because the matter is in Supreme Court. That's a discipline. It's a judicial propriety. But what has happened? What they did it? So I leave it to your lordship's consideration now. My lord, the sort aspect which I would like your lordship to consider it. I'm not going to further more on this conduct of this particular.
Mr. Gohen,
My lord,
so far as the IA and the affidavit that is been filed this morning,
my lord,
we're not entering into that today.
my lord,
Today is a vacation bench.
my lord.
You're well aware. Court session was over on Friday.
My lord,
Today we have this vacation bench only to consider package 3.
my lord.
We directed you to have a deliberation with the contractor of package 1 and 2 and see if you can come to any understanding.
My lord, I will come to that aspect, your lordship. I believe on that aspect, my senior amicus may have to make some submissions. What my submission is that, as respects to I, your lordship, with all my folded hands, keeping the majesty of this institution, dismiss the IA with cost, and lordship may initiate contempt proceedings. That is for the sake of the institution.
That will take care of.
My lord.
That
Let
will
Mr.
take care
my senior apprise it, my lord.
But the issue today, why we have listed
I
this
understand, my lord.
matter,
My lord.
is to see the package 3,
My lord.
How to take it forward?
how to take it ahead.
My lord, as far as package 3 is concerned, my lord, since your lordship has already passed an order on the last occasion, try to come and look at out of the box situations and exercising the 226 extrajudicial power. My lord, the moment the order was being passed, after we got the copy, I forwarded to my concerned officers, and my friend also did the same thing with his client, and we have received the proposal, my lord. We have received the proposal from package 1 and 2, and my lord, since that decision cannot be taken at principal at Kohima, we have to forward it to MD Delhi. So that is what the instruction is there, my lord. But my lord,
What was the proposal?
my lord, what they gave the proposal with my lord.
Yeah, that is the main issue. We have come here. That's why we gave you the date to work it out. Looking at the working season, that's why we have taken the trouble of sitting today.
My lord, they have given the proposal, my lord. Copy the decision. Your lordship is having this letter? My lord, may I read it or your lordship will?
Yes.
My lord, what I have been told, my lord, we are welcoming to look into the entire proposal, my lord. But the rider that first I will complete package 1 and 2, then I will come to package 3.
Yes.
That is little bit difficult for me, my lord.
That we have also, we have just noticed.
That, my lord,
Serial number 3.
my lord, that cannot be,
That is not acceptable.
my lord. That is not acceptable to us also, my lord, because we were under the belief that since your lordship has looked into
See, why we have directly involved the contractor of package 1 and 2 is that we are quite satisfied with the work done by them,
my lord,
so far as 1 and 2 is concerned.
my lord.
They've done a commendable job, and I'm sure they'll be able to complete package 1 and 2 within the time prescribed by this court. That is why, out of the way,
My lord.
we directed you, why not you have a discussion with the contractor of 1 and 2, so that seeing the work that they have done in 1 and 2, they can also do that in package 3.
My lord,
But then, Lui Kang, we can't wait for you to complete 1 and 2 at one go. After that, you come to package 3. That is not realistic.
May it please, my lord.
See, we were keeping in mind the working season. Here we have 3-4 month working season only. That is why we have come to sit here.
Yes, my
That was the
lord. My lord, here,
we have expressed to you last time
my lord, my lord.
quite clearly.
Yes, my lord. My lord, the difficulty here is I must request the NHIDCL here to give me the drawings as far as like one of the project cost estimate is concerned. The next page, my lord, they have not given me the full drawing. It's difficult for me to analyze, my lord. It will take time, my lord. However, my lord, in sincerity and for the practical purpose, I wanted to complete in full respect package 1 and 2 so that the whole machinery, I'll mobilize manpower, everything, and then I'll start in war footing, my lord, for package
Package
3.
1, you said you have completed 98%.
More than 98%.
So only what is left is the tiger's eye and a few patches here and there, perhaps.
Yes,
Some drain here and there. So that should not be the
Considering your submission
Yes, my lord.
and seeing the progress, we permitted the NHDCL to have a deliberation with regard to the amount raised by the parties and then pay
Obliged,
the
my lord.
honor before 21st of December.
Yes, my lord.
No,
I'm
I
deeply
don't think
obliged,
there
my
should be any problem with that. The only now issue is package 3. We are very much concerned about package 3. Everybody is being taken for a ride.
Yes, my lord. My lord, here,
Including the court by Oasis. We have kept that in mind. But today we are not considering that IA, so we are keeping our mouth shut.
my lord.
My lords,
We know what Oasis has done. We know it.
my lords, I crave the leave of this court to I've been very patiently been a part of the submissions by my learned friend. My lords, I would want to make a submission even if my lords.
I am not considering your IA today. We are not considering.
I'm not going to submit on the IA. My lords, I want to assist this court. I just want to make some submissions to assist this court. I want this road also to be done first, my lords. I will not press my IA at all. I want to still make some submissions, my lords. My lords have very patiently heard my learned friend on the scheme of the facts, my lords, and I wanted to very patiently understand what's my friend's case. My lords have,
Just a minute. We want to hear Mr. Lee.
my lords,
Just a minute.
all right,
We'll keep you.
I'll wait, my lords. No problem. I'll bow.
Obliged, my lord.
Yes.
Yes, my lord. My lord, seeing the importance, seeing the condition, the plight of the people here.
Not here. 2 states.
Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord.
Security of the nation also is involved in this.
Correct, my lord. Correct. I agree with my lord. My lord, in any project, my lord, it takes time for any contractor, for that matter, wherever it is, to mobilize machineries, manpower, assets. But here we are also doing on extraordinary purpose, my lord. We have already completed one project in Assam. So that machineries, manpower, we are going to mobilize, my lord. So it will take give us a little time, my lord. So within this,
We are
yes, my
not
lord.
saying that you should start from tomorrow.
Correct, my lord.
Day after tomorrow. Not that.
Yes, my lord.
But we are also seeing the working condition in Nagaland.
Yes, my lord.
You know, after April, nothing works.
Correct.
Rain starts pouring, particularly the package 3 area.
Yes,
Package 3 areas always rain.
yes, my lord.
So
Taking,
we are trying to save this time, make some breakthrough. And that's why we have sacrificed
Yes, yes.
today to sit as a vacation court. Otherwise, we are supposed to be on holidays now.
I bow down, my
We
lord.
have met our programs, we have cancelled our programs,
Yes, my lord.
and we have come here
Because of
to
the
see that something happens.
My lord.
extraordinary-
And I hope you
extraordinary
are not wasting our time
circumstances.
today.
Yes, my lord.
Lordship, since the general manager of the NHRDC is also present here and they are the parties who are negotiating. So, my lord, we can request the general manager because I'm not part of the negotiating
Anyway,
process.
Let us hear out.
Yes, what
Mr. Lee.
Vikram says.
Yeah.
So, my lord, since the general manager is here, we can hear from him also.
Yes,
Yeah, yes,
And then
yes.
Surely we
and see
are
how
going to hear
how
you.
we
will
will
hear
move it forward.
Yes, my lord. My lord, after this honorable court on 14, the NHADCL has written to me for the conference via virtual that we participated there. We also requested the details of this package 3, but they have not provided us the full details, my lord. That's how we are also in difficulties in our own assessment, my lord. But however, this is excluding 1.5 kilometers, 0.5 kilometers. We have made this proposal, my lord. This is 1 and 2. So, my lord, even this box sells Vedak, if they have given us the diagram, we will analyze it and then we'll put it. But, my lord,
So
I-
there's the only one.
Yes, yes,
for
my
which
lord.
data is not provided to you.
Yes, my lord.
The race has been provided.
Yes, my lord.
So for the race of the distance, the length of the road, you are okay.
We are
Willing
okay.
to
We
take
have put up the proposal. Yes, my lord. If now it's up to the NHA itself whether to accept or not. I have done my work. Whatever is my custody, I have done my work. I have analyzed it and I have submitted my proposal, my lord. With due respect. And it is in their court, my lord.
Then
NHIDSCL also will have to be a little bit realistic from what we have noticed. That's why we said from the beginning. Initially, how much, what was the work amount, who bidded how much.
My lord.
We see that there's some negative bidding in this process.
My lord, negative bidding, your lordship has uttered this word. Let me put it in
I'm
this.
telling you straight away, there appears to be negative bidding in both Gayatri and Oasis.
My lord, my hands
My
are
lords, I
tied.
want to make that submission.
My
I
lord,
want to
let-
assess this court, and I'll tell my lords, I am concerned about this arrangement also. But I just want to
No,
simply assess this
you have
honorable court.
terminated your work, isn't
My lords,
it?
I have, but I want to bring some facts before my
No,
lords
no,
on
no.
why.
No, no.
My lords,
Why should we hear you today?
my lords,
You have terminated your
my
work. You
only
said
submission
we
is,
have abandoned the work, we're going home.
my lords, my friend started with a journey about how
We want
things
to
have
hear-
transpired.
We want to hear the NSIDCL.
All right,
General
my
Manager.
lords, I'll wait.
My lord, as far as the negative bidding is concerned, let us be very practical, my lord. I am the employer. I call for a tender. Then in tender, normally there's a guideline is there that lowest bidder should be awarded.
Exactly.
Exactly. Now, my lord, try to understand when if someone try to put his shoes in my place. A, B, C took part in the bid. And that gentleman, after, because these are all EPC contract, my lord. EPC contract is like engineering, procurement, and construction. So the bidder has to design his own way and come up with his own design and say that I'm going to take part in the bidding. This is my technical specification. As far as financial is that this is that, and my price is this X, Y, Z. Now Gayatri came. That gentleman bid at minus 21. He became the lowest. Now, though I know, because though we know that it's a very unworkable thing, but our hands are tight. Because if I try to exercise discretionary power, my lord, let us be very frank. Tomorrow, some contractor will say that Mr. X, Mr. Borgoa has favored certain person. Let it be a CVI, vigilance, CVI, everyone will come up on me. Why do I take that risk? The lordship, let it. So, we are aware because the moment a negative bid is done, my lord, as an officer of the court, we know the project gets frustrated, but our hands are tight. Lordship, kindly allow me to highlight on this fact because this is a very pertinent question. Lordship will point it out. For package 1, the NIT was for 375 crores. Then the respondent number 8 give a bid for plus 4 above SOR. So he was given to work at 387. NIT 375 and plus 4, 4% above SOR. So it was given awarded at 387. Then package 2, the NIT was for 396 crores and negative, and it was bidded at minus 13 by respondent number 8. Accordingly, it was given awarded at 339.55. That is with regard to package 1 and 2. Then lordship is well aware about package 3. Negative bidding. Now lordship decides negative bidding. I think if I am subject to correction, as per the contract agreement, I think up to 49% can be sublet. So again, it was further subletted to various contractors, local contractors. And subletting the work means with a certain percentage of profit only. So lordship, imagine a situation where 21% below SOR, negative, or lordship 11% below SOR, or 13% below SOR, then sublet the work to various contractors. Definitely the parent original contractor will sublet the work with certain profit. That is the scenario of the road. That's how in many ways the progress has been very slow, or the quality of the work must have been compromised here and there because of the situation. Now, lordship, the counsel for the NHIDCL has expressed his difficulties, but lordship is well aware that when there's a negative bidding, there is no hard and fast rule that work should be allotted to the lowest contractor if it is unrealistic, if it is unworkable. If they come to a finding that it is unworkable, then they can always give, because what prevents them? Because in the end, lordship, subject to repetition for package 1 plus 4. So, my lord, this aspect has to be taken seriously when we proceed with this project, whether without the permission of this honorable court, whether the subletting should be permitted or not. That is also a very important issue, because my respectful submission is that for the remaining project, subletting should not be allowed without the permission of this court. Otherwise, again, Lordship, it may further delay. And who will be fixed responsible that issue comes?
Your Lordship, what my learned senior has pointed out, I would like to. My lord, once a negative bid comes up, and we have to give the work. Now, your Lordship, let us be very clear. The contractor, since it's a project is EPC mode, my lord, engineering procurement construction, he has to prepare an own design. So he has gone through the tender clause. He has gone through the documents, everything. He has verified it. So if that gentleman wants to justify that I am taking it on my own, so that's where the problem comes, my lord. I cannot Suo Moto to say that no, you are out. Because the moment I do that, my lord, your Lordship will understand, appreciate this thing. I'll end up in trouble. I'll end up in trouble. And to be very on the record, my lord, this project is a top priority for NHIDCL, my lord. Not only Nagaland and Manipur issue, but a lot of issues are involved in this project, my lord. We are trying to make lots of roads in the entire Nagaland, my lord. Lots of road. So this particular patch plays a very important role, my lord.
My lords, may I make a submission as an officer
As
of the
far as
court? I'm not
OAS is
representing
concerned-
anybody. I'm just making my submissions today as an officer of the court, trying to assist this court and ascertain what's going on. It fell from my lords that, my lords, a lot of people have been taken for a ride, including the court. And my lords, I tend to agree. My lords, it was submitted by the learned amicus when the submissions were being made. That original assessment of this project was 240 crores. The NIT was done for 140 crores, and thereafter I bid for 111, which was about 21% below the NIT amount, my lords. Their own assessment, my lords, and my lords will see, and my lords, I will be here to assist the court whether I represent respondent number 12 or not. Since my lords have taken up a cause that is in country's interest, my lords, as an officer of the court, it is now my duty to assist this honorable court. So every submission that I want to make before this honorable court is with respect to trying to resolve this as an officer of the court and not as a representative of a party. If my lords don't want to hear the party, I'm completely keeping it aside. My lords, my learned friend gives a lot of submissions before this honorable court, trying to see every order right from September of 21 all the way up to the impugned order of 28 September of 21. My lords, but the details have been very, very categorically submitted. The entire chain of events, the entire chain of submissions, the court's observations, my lords, very, very categorically picked up. This morning I received a advance service of certain orders of this court because my lords had directed the learned amicus to create a list of history of all the orders that the court has passed and all the submissions I had made. My lords, I picked that up and I read it against every order, and I'm not even going to Gayatri's order on what were the submissions made by Gayatri. But my lords, I realized, and this is with due respect, I think it may be overlooked, but my lords, very, very chosen and choicest submissions have been made without putting the right story in front of my lords. My lords, I would just assist this court in the manner where I want to bring this to the notice of this honorable court. This project, to the extent that the NIT was floated, was anyways an impossibility. My lords, and I say this without a shame. And my lords will notice.
Yes, I object to his
My lords,
argument. Why, my
this is
lord?
my
Let me
submission.
be-
My lords, I have heard him very patiently.
Once you took part in the NIT,
My lords,
knowing it,
shouting. My lords, he's just raising his voice. My lords,
How
I
can
want
you
to
make this submission?
My lords, he has to sit down and hear
How
my
can you make
submissions
this
like I did.
submission? No, it's a very-
He has made a lot of
it's very
submissions.
submission, my lord.
He has said that I have done drama before the court of account numbers.
You did
He says, don't shout at
You
me.
did it.
My lords,
I'm
may I
not
have to
shouting,
direct
you
my
did
learned
it.
friend to not shout at me. This has to be a civil proceeding, my lords.
You did it.
There has to be certain civility in conduct, my lords. I most humbly request.
Yes,
I'm addressing this court as an officer of the court. My lords.
Yes, proceed.
My lords, my learned friend says that I did a lot of drama in paying that money up. My learned friend says I've paid him so much money, 30.87 crores, and he still doesn't know my account number. My lords, I'll transfer money to his account right now. And if you can know my account number, my lords, I will bow down to his submissions. My lords, 25th of November, I wrote him an email saying, please give me the account number. I have to comply with an order of the honorable court. He chose to not reply to that order. He never mentions that to this honorable court. I don't do drama here on the 30th.
I write him a mail on the 25th. Add that as a part of my submissions in my affidavit and come before this honorable court seeking the leave of this honorable court to give me the account number to pay because I want to comply. Completely bow down to the order of this honorable court and the order of the Supreme Court, my lords. But since I'm not representing respondent number 12 and making my submissions as an officer of this court, my lords, I will leave those arguments aside and I would crave the leave of this honorable court to give me time to submit whenever the court feels comfortable. My lords, coming to this package itself. My lords, one of the difficulties in this packages has always been, my lords, an NHIDCL comes here with a so-called image that they are concerned about roads, they are concerned about nation building. My lords, I was also a small businessman coming from Chandigarh, trying to expand my business and trying to contribute in that cause. My lords, this honorable court recorded the submissions of my counsel that till Jan 2023, there should be a time limit given. My lords, category on the records, they went on the records, not giving me extension of time at some stage. My lords, unless they cooperate, and my lords, I will again make a very responsible submissions. My lords, my friend talked about CBI and other things on how he cannot have companies not negative bid and whatnot. My lords, all these things will come to the fore of this honorable court once the proceedings progress in that matter, vis-a-vis the list of the contractor as well as NHIDCL, and a lot of new facts will emerge definitely in the matter. My lords, in this particular case, from day one, there has been acute non-cooperation and submissions made only selectively before this honorable court. This honorable court has been very kind to extend every cooperation possible. But my lords, ironically, as we step out of this room, we are at the mercy of NHIDCL. We are at the mercy of a company which is currently rife with things that, my lords, are indescribable before this honorable court. And we would make that submission before the appropriate forum. My lords, I reserve that right. My lords, unless they come out and say, and they lay it in open on what is the exact cost of doing this project. What are the, I got 20 days to do the recce, my lords. A contractor since 2015 was trying to work on this project, could not do it. My lords, had to intervene. My lords, there must be definitely a difficulty. I've got badges of certificates from their organization and sister organizations where I've completed things 90 days before time. And in enthusiasm, if I made certain submissions, I stand by them, my lords. I was excited to do this. It was not that I didn't want to do it. But did they come out clean? My lords, there is an order of this honorable court, and I'll take my lords in detail. And I'm telling you the causes, my lords, why this is not happening. This road has to be built, but we have to turn the mirror towards somebody who needs to see the mirror, my lords. My lords, there is a recording of this honorable court in an order where my lords are recording that there is acute rainfall. Authority engineer is submitting and concurring that there is acute rainfall. But my lords, my learned amicus has made a submission before this honorable court, even though there are rains, please instruct the contractor to do the blacktopping for the road. My lords, that submission was made. My lords directed me also. But my lords, the rain, my lords very well know after April what will happen. In fact, the last year it started on 5th of April, my lords. 15 days of non-working days were caused in April, which is normally not the case. But my lords, I've seen the data because now I'm attached to the cause, my lords. My lords, they will have to come clean with what is the exact cost of doing this project. They'll have to come clean on what cooperation will they extend. They'll have to come clean. If for 6 years a contractor was not able to do the job, they terminate me, hold my bank guarantee. What happened with Gayatri? Were they let go without any penalty on them? Why have they raised a claim of 50 crores upon them? My lords, what were their submissions? What were the geological indicators? They gave me, my lords, 30 days were given to Gayatri in 2015. There is, and my lords, if my lords may want to see some more facts without getting into the merits of deciding my case, my lords. My lords, I had submitted an affidavit.
We are on the.
Yeah, my lords, I will not submit my cause today. I will submit the facts before my lords. Just to tell why this project is not being completed, my lords. Gayatri is also not a contractor who has been debarred by most organizations. Neither was I. Why are we failing, my lords? Is the question my lords will have to possibly pose a question to my opposite party, my lords. And my lords, selective sharing of information by this court, my lords, that's contempt. What is contempt is concealment, my lords. My lords, if my lords find me in contempt and my lords feel that I've deliberately not built this road coming all the way from Jalandhar, my lords, I'll bow down. I will participate in those proceedings. At least I'll get to show, my lords, what were the facts encircling this entire episode of 1 year. But my lords, most humbly, trying to conceal facts from this honorable court is actually true contempt, my lords, because the cause is not to punish me, not to lynch me in public. My lords, the cause is the road. Why their cooperation or lack of it is causing contractors to fail. And why the third contractor is so wary to not submit or make a submission before this honorable court. My lords, I was just able to see, although it's not my place to see, 340 crores is the submission that they're making before this honorable court. My lords, additionally, they are now saying, when I showed them the difficulties, they're now saying that there's 294 crores, my lords. I stand corrected. My entire package was 111 crores. My lords will have to see this through. And my lords, my submission is that my lords may want to ask them certain questions. My lords, I'll come and assess this court on every possible hearing without representing my client today. My lords, I say this in open court and I stand by it. My lords, because the cause is right. And my lords, I'm not here to defend a client. I'm here to defend the cause. And therefore, my lords, I make my submission with a lot. My lords, I've gathered a lot of data during the research and figured out how other agencies behave. My lords, what kind of demands are being made from my clients? They call my clients to a room while I should make them in writing before this honorable court, but I'm just apprising this court, my lords, on what all has been happening in this agency. My lords, what kind of accountability when they are not giving me extension of time? Authority engineer says you are entitled to time. Let the authority engineer come here and give an affidavit that he did not recommend extension of time for me, but they rejected it in a meeting, my lords. My lord, they came here and told my lords that by 2023 you can do it. My lords, disgusted by all this, disgusted by the fact that they're not realizing there is an extension of scope required, disgusted by the fact that every letter that they've sent I have answered and they've just disregarded the letters. And then my lords, disgusted by the fact that when I tell them that I'm trying to terminate the contract, there's force majeure, they don't reply. My lords, I reply to their letter and say that, boss, I've already terminated the contract. You cannot terminate a terminated contract. They call my submissions, they disregard my submissions, again terminate, invoke my bank guarantee, and move on in the contract. But I'll stand to fight this before the right forum, my lords. But my lords, unless NHIDCL comes to terms with reality and tell this honorable court and comes clean on what is the cost of doing this, why are those slopes falling? My lords, I've picked up that soil on my way back just to see what is the problem. My lords, they will have to tell this honorable court what is the cost of slope protection in this area categorically in package number 3. They will have to tell the courts what is the difference between the substrata of package number 3 versus package number 1 and 2, unless they come clean. My lords, my lords.
We have been involved, right? This court has been involved on this. It is not only between you and the employer.
My
And
lords,
this court took up this case.
my lords.
And we have been hearing both sides. We have been resolving issues. And you have given us a promises. And one fine day you just left without telling the court.
I'll make a submission, my lords.
That is the problem.
Absolutely, my lords. I've got it bang on. My lords, yeah.
Now you are telling us this happened, this was not there, this was not done.
Right, my lords.
That's why. So, decide yourself.
Give me 30 seconds, my lords. I'll submit. Just let my learned friend not speak in
Your
between. I'll
lordship,
answer that. My lords, 30 seconds is all I need.
Mr. Arora,
As if this court did
My
not-
lords, 30 seconds is all I seek to answer that question.
You can reserve your submissions. When
I will. My lords, to the
when
pointed question that my lords have posed to me, then
when
why
when
you came here and said
when
that I've,
we hear the
yeah. My lords,
some
one
things
small,
may have been said against you,
one
some things-
last submission, my lords. Only one submission with the leave of the court, my lords. Only one submission, my lords. My lords, the day I appeared before this court and was represented by Mr. Chaudhary. My lords, in the order I've recorded, now please come back and tell us whether you want to do it. My lords, I went to their office in Delhi. I told them, look, because I know there is a difficulty of now floating a tender again, and I know time is running against us. Why don't you let me assign this contract to a contractor of your choice? Why don't you give me that option? There is an option in the contract, my lords. Clause 21. My lords, I gave them that option. My lords, before I appeared before this honorable court on the 14th, and therefore I craved the leave of this honorable court to file an additional affidavit. My lords, they terminated the contract. I was still then, even if they were admittedly saying that my termination is not legal, then they should have not have terminated. No, my lords. My lords, while I came and made certain submissions before determination by my lords, I never disregarded the fact that I can find a way out for them. My lords, I'm still making this averment in open court that I'm still willing to find a way if they're willing to retract on termination. Because what do I do with a terminated contract? So, my lords, my cooperation may be disregarded by this court, maybe adjudicated by this court that it was not up to the mark and standards that I should have been forthcoming. But my lords, I will just turn the mirror a little sideways for my lords to also see the lack of sincerity that has been presented to this court. My lords, I still say if they retract the letter, I'll find a way to assign the contract to a contractor. And then they move ahead. They have a lot of rights under the contract to expand the scope, to increase. My lords, they have invoked my guarantee, withheld my bills, and by my lord's order, I am down with 11 crores. My lords, these families will starve. But I'll make that case on another day when my lords give me the leave Today is not that day. Today is the day to apprise this court on the lack of cooperation. And my lords, the entire 200-page document of contract that they give me to sign, which is a unilateral contract in a way, my lords, the only one obligation on the authority is that they will cooperate. No other cooperation in that 200-page document. I've gone through every word of it. Besides giving me the ROW, which this court has recorded that the ROW was never given, while they continue to tell me that you are an EPC contractor, it's your duty to figure out. You have to cooperate and tell me, boss, this is not how you figure this out. While they float the contract, can they not put that contractor should actually do this recce for 60 days? This place is prone to landslides, even beyond the ROW. Malos, there's a lot of cooperation and a lot of fairness that they can come and play with. But since they're not doing it, Malos, 2 contractors have failed. And the third one, even if he comes on board, my lords, I just pray to the God that the road gets built. Otherwise, my lords, the cause is destroyed. The point is not adjudication before this court. This court never took this matter up as an adversary litigation. For that, I have my forums, my lords. But for what I stand here before the court today is to point towards NHIDCL and say, my lords, a lot of cooperation is required. The court is getting misled, my lords. And I will reserve my arguments there, my lords. I will come to fight another day, my lords. And at any point in time, my lords, this matter is listed. I'm here to assist, my lords. Much obliged.
Hello. What my friend has given a picture.
Mr. Burgo,
Let us
will
not
not,
No, my lord.
no.
At least bear for
No,
2 minutes.
please, we'll not go into it. Let us hear the general manager.
Your lordship.
Now, let's move forward. We have fixed this date
My
in
lord.
the interest of the public for the road,
The lordship may put the queries.
for the road to be completed. Yeah. So let us hear the general manager.
So with respect to the 4-laning works, the letter which we have received from RAM PCI, it speaks about conditions, sir. We would not like to actually accept as a conditional contract, sir. We are interested in getting the 4-lane done, sir. But as we see in this present thing, it will not finish before January 25, sir, as per their submission on this letter, sir. They're asking for 2 working seasons. And then they are saying they want additional 3 months, sir, to finish the balance work, sir. So it will extend not before January 25, sir. If that is the call, sir, if the court accepts that January 25 we have this road, then we can explore other options as well, sir. Why only go for one particular option? We may get a better contract, we may get better provisions. However, we are committed to give you 2 lanes, sir, as I have discussed earlier. That work is going on, sir. Balance. This proposal which has been submitted, since it is in quite detail, sir, we received it yesterday night. The MD NHIDCL is a competent authority, sir. He would be analyzing this with his team of experts. What all he has given, why he is quoted, what all he is quoted, sir. Sir, being an EPC contract, what Mr. Borgen had said earlier, sir, it is an EPC contract, sir. It means that the contractor is taking ownership of every work and he's saying this is the work required and so is the associated cost. That cost, whatever is put to, is his cost, sir. So he has seen, he has visited the site, sir. So whatever submission he has given, sir, we will discuss that at the highest level, sir, because a panel of experts who actually analyze this submission of the contractor, sir, before they accept a contract.
How long this negotiation will take?
Pardon,
How
sir?
long this negotiation will take?
Sir, we had a VC with the contractor at headquarters NHIDCL, sir. The MD of the company as well as the executive director from NHIDCL, along with us in attendance, we had a meeting with them. Therein they said, sir, that we would like to take some time because we have to get a designer to the site. We have to analyze what is the work site conditions, and then we want some time to analyze and put it across. Because the court has given time that the work should be finished in 31st March. 4-laning is interested that we should finish. So yesterday they gave us a proposal, sir, night. So this proposal is, sir, is quite in detail, and
So-
they have mentioned some issues.
So you need some time to
We require
discuss.
some time to analyze, first of all, their submission and their conditions, sir. They've given conditions also.
So, Manager sir, you're saying that now that you have received a proposal from the
PCI.
ECA.
yeah, you're considering it.
Sir.
You just need some time to consider it and
Sir.
see if this is the best option you have.
Sir.
If this is not the best option,
Sir.
you will consider another options available.
Yes.
And take a decision, take
Yes.
a call, isn't it?
Yes.
That's the understanding we have.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
See, one thing.
Yes,
Srikanth, you send your proposal also.
Yes, my lord.
We're not commenting on the amount,
Yes, my lord.
but we're commenting on the conditions that you are placing in initiatives.
My lord.
Condition number one, this maybe NHIDCL can take care of this. Condition number two is also stretching a little bit too far.
My lord.
Condition number three is not acceptable to these quarters. So you'll have to go back to your parties.
My lord.
Condition two, we are saying you are stretching it too far. Condition three, it is not acceptable to this court.
My lord, with due respect.
One reason I have told you that you have finished more than 98% of the project 1 and 2.
Yes, my lord.
Maybe more than 98.
Yeah. So
More
there's
than
no
90.
reason that you should wait for it. You have also said that your machineries are still in place
Yes, my lord.
and work site, and you are completing your. They can be brought in any time.
Yes.
So this condition 3 is not acceptable. Because
My lord.
we are trying to think out of the box
Yes, my lord.
to
I
complete the project.
agree with that, my lord. My lord, this
So
is.
that,
See, you are a contractor.
Yes, my lord.
Obviously, you'll work for some profit. That we understand.
My lord.
But at the same time, you'll have to also, as a contractor, and as this court is now taking up this PIL Suo Moto,
My lord.
you'll have to also take into consideration the public interest involved.
My lord. My lord. My lord, with.
We are not saying you should do it at a loss and go back.
Correct, correct.
No,
Agreed, my lord. Agreed, my lord.
you need some profit. Obviously, that is the whole idea of doing some work. Take your profit. There's no harm. But the main object is public interest.
My lord. Both on
And
my lord.
public interest involves two states.
My lord.
and national security.
Yeah,
My lord.
nationals. This
My
are-
lord.
so you should have a rethink on 2 and 3.
Yes, my lord. My lord, this is just a proposal. I have put them up. Now it is in their hand. This is my proposal. This is how I want to
Before
work.
NHIDCL can open their mouth,
Yes, my lord.
before NHIDCL opens their mouth, court is already saying 2 and 3. 2 is stretching too far, 3 is not acceptable.
Your Lordship, and on this instance, what I propose is that let him have a call with his chairman right now. We'll meet up after 5 minutes because I also told him that I'm not interested. We are opposed to this. So let him apprise his chairman. If he comes and says, okay, 2 and 3 are we are avoiding. It's done. You see, Lordship, may I please, Lordship? May I please, Lordship? Condition number, as Mr. Bohar, my younger brother was mentioning the other day, once bitten, twice shy. So all of us are very careful on this so that we don't fail. And time is the essence.
Yes.
Lord, time is the essence. So, my Lord, that is one. Now, Lordship, now in the last 3-4 years, I think especially the landslide areas, situation has deteriorated and it requires a detailed assessment. How to go about with especially the 1.5 kilometers, which are mentioning, which is with regard to the landslide area, where it may require more technical expert assessment on the ground, so that, Lordship, the quality work is done and we don't face the problems. So that must be the reason why, Lordship, the NHIDCL were not in a position to give immediate drawing, so that this aspect also has to be looked into, Lordship. Secondly, Lordship, since now another important issue, Lordship, is with regard to the fund. Because, my Lord, the all sanction amount must, of whatever amount has been for package 3, which was sanctioned, my Lord, 430 crores must have been exhausted or it must have exceeded that amount. Lordship, that is also an aspect which this honorable court has to consider, Lordship. Now, Lordship,
You mean on the availability of fund?
yes,
That availability of fund will pass appropriate orders on
Lordship.
the next day,
okay,
because we are also aware.
Lordship,
We are also aware that our hands are also not tight to give a certain directions
no, 200
for
I'm
making
something.
availability of some funds,
Yes,
for increasing the,
200
that our hands are also not tight.
You
But
mean the-
we are restricting ourselves till date. We don't want to extend our hands so far.
Your lordships, what your lordship will take the call, my lord.
If nothing works out, we'll have to take a call.
My lord,
But we're giving a suggestion to both the parties, so that if things can work out fine, we don't want to extend our hands into that particular.
no, what my technical team was saying, my lord. See, my lord, your lordship will appreciate this thing. The project completion of package 1 and 2 was a fixed time. Though we know that Corona pandemic got stuck up, my lord, but there was a delay. So as my senior colleague was also once at twice side. But looking at the out of the box thing, which we are all alive, we are ready to cooperate. But anything coming with precondition, my lord, that once A will be done, then B will be done. We are not here like that, my lord, because we are also going to cooperate.
That's why,
Yes,
Mr.
we have already
Borgman,
expressed.
we have already expressed our mind on the two conditions. The first condition, that is a different issue. You have to provide the requirements that
For
the,
them to assess.
to assess. 2 and 3, we are saying you are stretching too far. 3 is not acceptable to this court. Then they'll have to have a rethink.
Even for one, sir, even for one, sir. Even
One?
serial number 1,
Yeah.
where he's saying that I have not provided ABC. Sir,
No, no.
that is the essence of the EPC contract, sir.
he means he has to that box cell viaduct.
Sir, whatever options he wants to generate, whatever option, that is his call, sir, he can generate. He may say, I just do a simple activity. He may say, I may look more specialized activity. So it is not to be dictated by me, sir. That is the essence of EPC contract.
Means designing also has to be done by him only, my lord.
But the.
My lord,
But you must be having the design of. the
Yes, without
earlier-
a technical expert from any HITCL, the contractor may have difficulties, Lordship. Definitely
Well,
there.
I have been just given like 2 days. It's not possible for me in human mind to walk out just like that in
No,
a day or
no,
two,
no,
my
we are
lord.
not saying that you should do it in 2 days, nothing.
My lord, my
We are
lord.
going to give you time,
My lord, oblige, my lord. Yes,
but don't make this type of preconditions.
yes, my lord. My lord, as far as condition 3, it's not a condition, it is just my proposal. It is never a condition, we just put up this.
Anyway, you have finished one project in Assam.
Yes,
You've
my
got
lord.
the machineries ready.
Yes,
You
my lord.
bring it in no time.
Yes, my lord, we'll do that. But my lord, as far as serial number 2 is concerned, for any project, as far as here in Northeast is concerned, especially the state of Nagaland, Manipur as such, with this amount of like 300 crores, nobody, my lord, can construct. Even I feel the foreign firms cannot construct, even with all the expertise, my lord. But what I'm trying to submit, my lord, here is, I'll give my best, I'll make the road motorable, looking at the plight of the people.
No, it should not be motorable, my lord. It should be to that standard. But tomorrow, my lord, they comes and make the road after doing all this due diligence, my lord. After one season, it goes away.
That is my whole contention, my lord. I want the road to be firm. This is the national lifeline, my lord. That's why we have to construct in a way that it holds. Otherwise, I just construct whatever the amount I can, and then in 2 weeks' time, the road damage. In 3 weeks' time, the road damage. It's no use, my lord.
Amount part
To
we
be
will
very
look into it, my
practical.
lord. Amount part we will look into it. We will study their proposal, my lord. I'm not saying
Yes,
that
my
I'm
lord.
not going to do that.
Let them.
Let them. Let
Yes,
us
my lord.
study.
Yes, my lord.
Lordship, may I suggest? Now, my lord, since they are deliberating among themselves, but then it appears nothing has been finalized. And today, Lordship, with all the issues involved, we may not be in a position to finally resolve this issue. So my respectful submission, Lordship, is that if this honorable court give a direction, that time-bound direction for finalization or the negotiation between them,
And if it is acceptable to them, if they come to a final understanding, then let them file an affidavit in detail. What is the agreement between them and how do you want to go about? In the event, Lordship, they fail to come to an understanding, they fail to an agreement, then liberty should be given to the NHITSL to immediately explore other options in a time-bound manner.
Well, may I submit, even in case
My lord,
they don't
my
reach,
learned
reach a
friend,
conclusion.
my learned friend,
Allow
with
me
due
to submit.
respect,
Allow me to submit.
my lord,
Allow
no,
me to
my
submit.
learned friend, with due respect, he has
Allow
no
me to
locus
my lords,
to
I'm only
discuss on this
assisting
issue.
as an officer
No.
of the court, like I
My
said.
lord, please.
My lords,
we have to maintain
if-
the decorum.
If they are not able to
Because-
come to a conclusion,
He's
my lords, I'm not
terminated.
addressing my client. I'm addressing as an officer who's attached
No,
to the
no, no,
cause, my
lordship.
lords.
Let
I have
us-
the
let us
right
finish the
to
work.
be a part of the cause, my lords, if not anything else. My lords, I'm only suggesting. My lords, I'm only suggesting in case they don't
No,
reach a
lordship.
conclusion,
No,
I'm
my lord,
willing
no.
to assign it to the contractor of their choice.
He is trying to
Let them
reach
take an
the-
assignment from me. I'm willing to do that, my lords.
lord.
I'm willing to assign. I'm still willing to sit on the
No,
table
my lord.
even after I'm terminated.
You have
My lords,
lost your trust.
Yes.
my lords, even if that is the case, my lords, I just wanted to bring that
Because,
proposal on the table.
that-
I'll leave it to my
Only
lord's mercy.
because-
Yes, yes.
Only because of him, we are here today.
It's not litigious, my lords. No, it was
You see, the issue is this. My lord, the issue is this. My lord, and just an example. Because I don't want to go.
Just a minute, Mr. Lord, let us make it clear.
Yes.
We have given you that chance. We have given you that chance.
No. That doesn't-
You did not only take it, but you totally, went a different way.
My lords, I'll submit at the right time why that
Wait,
happened.
Lordship.
I don't know why you still have not understood. our
When
sentiment.
Mr. Pathak appeared before this
My
court,
lords, yes.
on that day he said, we'll have a deliberation with NHDSL. That time you were moving a petition in the Supreme Court. That same day.
My lords, against the harsh order of 11
No.
crores, which was a financial death for me, my lords,
Mr.
well within my rights, my lords.
Mr.
most
Lord.
happily.
Don't think we are not aware of all these
My
things.
lords,
We
you
are
aware.
aware.
My lords are aware. Your lordships are aware. But,
But
your
these
lordships,
things will come out at the right time.
your lordships, I'll crave the leave of the court to submit it at the right time and what reasons prevailed and why did what I did.
Only
Lords,
thing
We
is this.
hope,
whenever my lords will
we
give
hope
me
better
chance to
sense
address
prevails.
Mr.
We hope
after
better
Mr.
sense
when
prevails on you.
Pathak appeared.
Yes,
He
my
said
lords.
we'll have a deliberation.
My lords, in the deliberation,
We said, yes, go ahead.
Yes.
And come back.
in
What
the deliberations,
what
my
happened
lords,
there? Nothing.
in the deliberations, when I said that you have to consider my request for extension and give me additional scope, given all this, they said, no. Court has told you whether you want to do or not at this price, you please tell me. My lords, how will things move? The same problem will arise, my lords. And my lords, at the right day when the court designates for me to be heard on the affidavit, my lords, I will submit before this court what happened in the deliberations. My lords, it may look to the court basis this because I have not been able to make my submissions. Only my learned friend makes his submissions and moves on. My lords, I will make my submissions and apprise this honorable court on what happened during deliberations, my lords. I will crave the leave of the court.
We
My
have
lords
not-
may designate whatever day
We
my
have
lords
not-
feel comfortable.
We have not only heard him, we have heard you enough.
My lords, I've not been able to make substantive arguments on my affidavit so far, my lords, because I've only been addressing to the point on certain aspects, my lords. My lords, I'll
All
crave
right.
the leave to address.
All right, now.
Yeah, not right.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, let us take on this. Yes, sir. Some proposal. This option. And in case he is not this option, then we have option one. Give up this. First.
Heard Mr. Amicus Curiae. Mr. Takamasa, Amicus Curiae. Also heard Mr. Borgo.
My lord, may I interject with the leave of this honorable court, my lord? Just one submission, my lord. This is a request, my lord. Now, as far as that my IA is concerned, it is disposed of. But my lord, I just want to apprise my lord that there was a joint verification. And if I read this honorable court order directly as per the last order, my lord has given the direction saying like there will be a joint verification, but the amount should be released. There are already around 40-50 crores which is pending them. Let them not impose any penalty. Let that amount be after verification. Let there be verification. I have no issue. The verification is going on, but I'm not going to get that amount like 10 crore each. And without that, my lord, I'll be in extremely difficult position, my lord. My lord, let penalty be after payment of that, all after the completion, my money is there, my bank guarantee is
We
there.
just said you'll raise the bill,
Yes, my lord.
they'll have a deliberation with the NIDCL,
My lord.
and on the agreed amount.
Yes, my
We
lord.
said, I
Yes,
think
my
I'm not wrong.
Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord.
The agreed amount will be paid on or before 21st of December.
Correct, my lord.
That is all.
Yes, my lord. But while the verification amount has been cut down so much, my lord, which will be impossible for me now again to complete the project, my lord. So my humble request is I join with my hand, my lord. Let the amount be released and then let them impose penalty. That is as per the contract. I'm into it. Even after the completion of the project, I'll be here for 4 years. I'm not going anywhere, my lord. My bank guarantee is here. Apart from anything else, even my bank guarantee is here.
My lord, what they are submitting is this. Lordship. Initially, lordships were giving a view that why not give a direction to release 10 crore each. Lordship view. Then after long deliberation on the issue, the order passed was that let them submit their bills, go for verification, and that amount be released, whatever verification done. Now, what my learned friend is submitting is that thereafter, in the last few days, they have submitted the bill for about 10 crores each. I'm just not necessarily, I do not know the exact amount, but they have submitted, say, work for bill for 10 crore each for both the project. Now, NHIDCL joint verification has been done. Now, because of delay and various other reasons, which is governed by the contract clause, out of the bill submitted, NHIDCL is imposing, say, penalties. So, for the verification of work for an estimated amount of 10 crore, maybe after withholding the penalties, which will be subjected to arbitration or whatever, tender clauses, as per tender clauses, they are going to get 6 crores or 7 crores or something like that. So exact 10 crores they are not getting, though bill is submitted for 10 crores. So what my learned friend is submitting is, they have their bank guarantee and the final bill about 40-50 crores are still left. So even if 10 crores each are released, lump sum, then all those verification and then penalty clauses can be adjusted in the final bill. Then why not give a direction for lump sum release as proposed earlier? That is what he is submitting. So that with that money, they can complete the project. Otherwise, 20 crores on paper, 20 crores bill. But actual after deduction, he may get 15 crores or less. That is what they are highlighting. So, my lord, because it will be subject to whatever penalty will be adjusted in the final bill.
Yes, my lord. This is not even the final bill. As per the order, I have just submitted the amount, only that amount. Otherwise, I'm not submitting the final bill, my lord. Only just for the completion of the project. I have just submitted my bill, my lord.
They are only interested to put up on the board.
So, sir, there was a deliberation, sir.
Yes.
So there was a deliberation. What sir has brought out, most of it is correct, sir. This has to be processed contractually only, sir. The amount which they are bringing out is the amount which is work is yet to be done. So he is taking that into account today only. So for contract purposes, I have to keep myself for what work has been done till date, and then accordingly, contractually, I have to proceed and release this bill. Last time, sir, there was a request 5 to 6 CR. We are looking into that to at least pay him that. Sir, tomorrow it has to be done contractually. We are not trying to prevent any money. What are they saying is the work which he does in future. Accordingly, it will accrue something more. But today he has not done that. But he's adding in his submission here that I should be compensated for what I'll do in future also. So we'd like to keep it today, what has been done. Contractually, we'll pay him. We'll ensure that he gets good amounts, sir, 5 to 6 CR, keeping in mind all contract clauses are there, sir. He has not finished the work in time. There are issues which are concerned to, which have linked to that. We will give him a required amount because sometime back he had mentioned about 3 to 4 CR is also good to finish his work. We'll give him a 5 to 6 CR, sir. But everything will be contractual, sir.
My lord, with due respect, on record for package one, the withheld amount is 17 crores. It is otherwise. With due respect to the general manager, my lord, and for package two, it is 19.13 crores, my lord. I'm not raising the final bill, my lord. And as far as the delay is concerned, this honorable court has gone through it. This project has to be completed by 2019, my lord. But they have given me the right of way in 2021, my lord. July 2021, my lord. Just see the conduct. They cannot blow hot and cold, my lord, here. They should be sincere, my lord. I'm only asking for the completion of the project. I'm not even raising the final bill, my lord. With due respect, that was the order. That was what my lord has put up in the order. It is recorded, my lord. If I were to raise the final bill, it is much more, my lord.
The penalty amount should not be deducted from the set amount. However, such penalty amounts can be deducted in the final bill, which will be
My lord, let me make it clear, because since your lordship has passed this order, because of on their experience that they will complete the work by 15th of January. Let it be reflected today also, because
we also
I have to go it against the CA.
we are taking into account the concession made by this court.
My lord,
We direct the respondent number 8 to complete package 1 and 2 on or before, which was
15th of January, my lord.
15th of January.
And any financial issue, my lord, that will be subject to the decision taken by the authority.
That will come back.
My lord, because my lord, let it put it in that way also, my lord. Protect me also, my lord. I'm a public sector, my lord. Let it be reflected, my lord.
Okay, put it.
Subject to the final bill, lordship, that was.
My lord, let it be put it.
In fact, Mr. Vikram said he accepts the penalties. He
No,
accepts the penalties.
you are
Go
accepting
by
the penalty
No,
which will be
No.
paid, adjusted in the
At
final
the,
bill.
at the final, if there is at all penalty, my lord,
That's
let
right.
it be adjusted at the final bill.
That's what we have
Yes, my
said.
lord. Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord.
My lord, we are going for an engagement as far as in package 3 is concerned. We are going for an engagement. Let us not be divorced now on the plenty of money. So let them be also come with clean hand.
That's
My
what
lord,
we-
from day one, my lord,
Because
my humble
I'm a
submission,
public
I have
institution,
never
my lord. I
intended.
have to answer to the vigilance and entire thing. I can tomorrow, my guys should not be in trouble. That's why you release it.
No, that is
You have
why.
released it on the order of this court.
My lord.
You have a court, this court's order, you keep it in your, with you.
My lord.
That's it. No further requirement. Okay.